Let me know where you're watching from. Good Tuesday morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for Morning Pulse on this Tuesday. Welcome to a new day. I'm Kelsey Marier, your host and producer of Morning Pulse, weekday mornings, every day, live at 8:30 in the morning on our KTTC live stream, our live stream extra channel. We're also streaming this live on our YouTube channel for KTTC. And if you're not watching us live, you may be watching this as a recorded video right after this airs live. We want to make sure that we're bringing you the content where you are and making sure you know what's going on in our community. So welcome to a brand new day. We have several stories from all over the area today, as well as something that impacts the state of Minnesota, kind of the education system. So we want to bring you these top headlines quickly and efficiently so that you can get on with the rest of your day. As always, you can find all of these stories, more information about them on our website, kttc.com. We do usually have web stories for all of the stories that we report on, whether that's on our digital channel here or on our newscasts on streaming channels as well, or on cable TV. So we just want to make sure that you know what's going on and where to find us. So we also have a Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all of the things. So make sure to give us a follow on those channels as well. You can get all of your news content that is impacting the local area, Southeast Minnesota and Northeast Iowa, as well as the greater state of Iowa and the greater state of Minnesota. All right, we are going to start with a story, though, that is in the Southeast Minnesota area. This is something that came in just a few hours ago that we've been reporting for the last few hours. We're talking about deputies in Rice County in the Southeast region need some help finding an endangered missing person. We do have that photo on your screen of the missing woman. According to the Sheriff's Office, 23-year-old Aislinn Evenstad, I hope I'm saying her name correctly, was last seen at her home on March 30th. So a few days ago here now. She is about 5'5", 110 pounds around. She has brown eyes and reddish brown hair. The authorities, the deputies, are asking anyone if they know where she is or where she may be or if she is sighted anywhere to give the Rice County Sheriff's Office a call immediately. This is a very active search right now for this missing and endangered person. Again, we do actually have more photos of her on our web story at kttc.com too, to give you just another look, some other angles of what she may look like. But we do have that photo for you right now on your screen so that you know what she looks like there. Second story we're bringing you is something that is happening today in the Fillmore County area. Voters in that county are actually going to be heading to the polls today on a bond referendum, brought by the Mabel Canton School District. Now, this referendum is all centered around building improvements. This is a story that we have continued to follow over the last several months. And this is the latest update. So the school is looking for nearly $9 million in additional taxpayer support, and that's going to be spread out over 20 years. So looking at what this referendum entails, according to the superintendent, Gary Kufal of Mabel Canton Schools, if approved, the referendum would allow for several upgrades to the school and the facility there. That includes replacing the more than 50-year-old locker room, repairing some of the roofing, the sections of the roof there, renovating classrooms, and adding air conditioning, which we know can be hot and sticky, whether it's the summer or maybe the spring or the fall. So the largest project, though, that we are learning about in the proposal would be actually a new career and technical education center. That's going to really help students prepare for high demand jobs in the trades. So a lot of improvements into this proposal, this bond referendum that is going before voters today. On your screen now is kind of a breakdown of the tax impact if the referendum passes. So what this means is, for example, a $150,000 home would see a tax impact of about $140 per year. So you might fall into a bracket like that if you live in this area. Also, homestead agricultural land that's valued at $8,000 per acre would see the tax impact of about $1.44 per acre per year. Again, that those numbers right there on your screen kind of breaking down just what this impact would look like for the average taxpayers in the Fillmore County area that want to be participating in voting on this bond. So what we know, the polls have already been open for now about an hour and a half already, opened at 7 a.m. this morning. They will be closing at 8 o'clock tonight. And something to note for voters in this area who are going to be going to the polls, we know that voting is only taking place at the district office in Mabel. So that is something to note for people that are heading to the polls today. But that is, again, a story that we have been following for a little while now. And we will be sure to share the latest on the decision, what happens after the polls close with this referendum later tonight. So stay with KTTC for more on this. That will be on air, hopefully, in our 10 o'clock news tonight, as well as on our website, kttc.com. We will make sure to have that update for you, because this is a story that we have been following, and we know it's a story that impacts many people in the Mabel-Canton area. All right, our final story for Morning Pulse today, we're talking about the Minnesota Department of Public Safety putting additional money towards child safety. How are they doing this? How is the department doing this, rather? Well, they're going to be adding more cameras to school buses. So the agency's Office of Traffic Safety, has issued $1.3 million in a final round of grant money for this specific project. So the Stop Arm camera grants being awarded to 18 different school districts in the state of Minnesota, as well as transportation companies. It's all, of course, in an effort to keep students safe on their way to and from school. So the cameras, what they're being used for is really to help reckless drivers who do not stop when the bus stop arm is extended, the big red sign on the side of a bus, anybody who flies past that or doesn't follow the rules, or anybody who goes through that when the bus lights are flashing as well. So we did a little bit of digging deeper into this, and between the years of 2020 and 2024, there were 190 bus stop arm citations in Olmsted County. So that's Rochester, Stewartville area, right? In Blue Earth County, over in near the Mankato area, another area that we kind of keep our eye on, that number saw 297 citations, okay? Now, we're looking at a different area. How about Hennepin County? That's the Twin Cities area. They saw nearly 2,000 citations, so not even in comparison with the Olmsted County or Blue Earth County. However, it goes to show that these citations are happening more often than officials would like, which is why this grant money was awarded and why the Department of Public Safety for Minnesota is doing something about it. So if you want to learn more about this, and we have many, many more details on this story on our website, kttc.com. Just a little bit of a deeper dive if you're looking for more information about these cameras and the grant, and maybe where the stop arm cameras are going to be going, what districts and companies and things like that. So we do have that information online for you. And I think that does it for our Tuesday morning pulse. It is not Monday anymore. We are over with Monday and on to Tuesday. I know that yesterday did seem to be a little bit of a cooler day. That wind was a little bit harsh. Not sure if anyone got out for a walk at all yesterday. Yeah, it was a little brisk out there. Had to wear the hats and the mittens, at least I did on my dog walk. So today should be a little bit better. It's a little cool this morning, but we're not going to be seeing as much wind, at least according to meteorologist Ted Schmidt. So if you want to find out more about what the weather is like today as well, we do have a web story with meteorologist Ted Schmidt's full forecast on our website, kttc.com. There's also a weather tab, and that gives you an incredibly in-depth report of all of the weather that is going on. Ted and our other meteorologists every day put a lot of work into making sure that that is very detailed for you guys for when you're making your plans for the day. All right, well, that is all I have for you today. Again, I'm Kelsey Marier, bringing you Morning Pulse every single weekday morning at 8:30 right here on our digital desk for KTTC. I hope you join me right back here tomorrow, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Be kind. See you later.